What is up, guys? Good morning and welcome back. Today we are back out here in Galveston Bay, West Bay, and we're gonna be wade fishing a spot that I've only waded one time. So we got here a little bit late. It's like 6:30 right, or no, it's like 6:45, 7 o'clock right now. So we're about 30 minutes late, but there doesn't seem to be anybody out there. And what it is just a reef in about waist deep water. So, well, the reef comes up out of the water, but we're gonna be about waist deep casting up onto it. So we're gonna head out there. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna grab the GoPro, strap it on. Let's see if we can get on some fish. I'm joined by my brother this morning. He's over on the other side of the car, but we're gonna go see if we can catch some trout, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get to it. All right, y'all, so we're making our way out to the reef right now. We are about thigh deep, and there's a ton of bait out here this morning. I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but there's just ripples all in the water around us. I know there's a bad glare from the sun, but just finger mullet everywhere. You got bigger mullet flipping. I mean, there's just a ton of bait. This is exactly what you look for. We have an incoming tide this morning. I believe high tide's around 10:30 or 11. And we have a major feeding period coinciding with the sunrise. So it's just a good morning to be out fishing. I'm using a new lure that I've never used before. The people over at Deadly Dudley hooked it up. So big shout out to them, big thank you. So they hooked it up, and this is the lure I'm starting off with today. This is their rat tail, and they call this color, I believe, frog breath chartreuse. So one of my favorite color schemes in any lure. You have the light silvery bottom and then the greenish top. So pretty natural looking. I mean, as natural as it can be with the chartreuse tail, but. And this is my second time using this. I used this yesterday. I went fishing yesterday, didn't record anything. Just went and did a little bit of wade fishing. Caught a few trout in these things. But we're really gonna try putting them to the test today and see if we can catch some keepers. So, one little speck already. And let's see what happens. There's no wind this morning. It's blowing like, I think, southwest, which is not good, but it's okay, we're protected. It's blowing southwest to like 7 miles an hour. But guys, the bait is just insane out here. It's fields of bait everywhere. But this reef runs a few hundred yards, honestly, a couple hundred yards at least, way down, and then what you have is a channel on the other side of it. So, seems like it's a good spot. And it's about waist deep out here, mixed bottom. It's mullet jumping. Hopefully we'll be able to pull some off. We're gonna fish our way up to the reef, of course, and then we'll just start pecking around it when we get there. All right, y'all, we're on. Cast it out. It hit it on the fall. I didn't pop it. Feels like a decent trout here. He hasn't came up and shook his head yet, so maybe it's a rat red. Or it's not something small. It's not even good. It's a little bitty trout. Man, that felt way bigger. Here we go, second fish of the day. My brother just had one chase him up and jump out of the water for his bait as he was reeling it in. Here we go. And he's gone. Little 10-inch trout. That's a good sign, though. Got another one, guys. Another little guy. Speckle or sandy? Another speck. That's a good sign. 3 specks. And now, what I've always heard, guys, I don't know if this is true, but everyone says, oh, let's get the release on him. Just sitting there. Everyone always says the kids eat first. Big guys eat later during the feeding periods. You'll catch a bunch of little fish, and then you'll start catching keepers, and then at the end of the feeding period, you'll go back to little fish. And I've seen that. Dude, I just got numbed bit again. And I've realized that before at certain fishing spots, that you'll start catching a whole bunch of little dink trout, and then all of a sudden you'll catch 3, 4, 5 keepers, or at least better fish for an hour or whatever, and then I'll go back to the little guys. So, to me, any fish is a good fish. I don't care if it's a keeper or not, I'm just happy to hook into something. Guys, could be a keeper. He's gonna be close. I was just sitting here putting my buff on, and went to reel up, and he was heavy. That's not a keeper. Sprayed me right all over the camera and all over my face. Not a keeper. Damn, chill out. Alright. Wasn't even gonna net him, but he won't chill out, so. He's 14. Oh, and my brother's on right here. We doubled up. What you got there? He hasn't jumped yet. Is that a trout? Yeah, a little trout. Wipe the camera. Here, hold them up so we can get our double up picture. Boom. Nice release on him. He's gone. And guys, we're actually about to start working our way down our reef here. We were sitting here fishing in the beginning, catching a few fish, but we're gonna start working down. We can always come back and fish it. I don't recommend leaving fish to find fish, but I'm an idiot. I'm gonna do it anyways. Let's take a couple more casts here, and then we'll start heading down. Just turned off the camera. Very next cast, I hooked another one. They're getting a little bit bigger here. Still not keepers, but went from catching those little 10 inches to now they're 13, 14 inches. Oh, and he's off. It's good. That Dudley putting in work. We're just fishing right on the very edge of this reef where it kind of tapers off into a little bit deeper water. They're stacked in here. Yeah, so far we probably caught about 6 or 7 fish between us. I don't know, 4. So yeah, 6 fish. All right, my brother just hooked up. Seems like maybe a little bit of a better fish, don't know. He's out there to see what it is. Better trout? He's a little bit better, yeah. Still undersized guys, but like I said, they're getting a little bit bigger. Keep fishing. Brother's on right here, right next to me. Let's see if we can get it. Play right here. I'll net it. Bring it over here. Is it good? Pull a little bit of drag. Don't know what that means. Let's see, guys. Let's get a measurement on his fish here. About 16 inches. That's a keeper trout. Throw it on the stringer. He doesn't have a stringer on him right now. I'm carrying the stringer for us. See this? Never unhook your fish until you have it on the stringer, because I've dropped them before, but if I would have unhooked them, they would have got off. There you go. That's good, guys. First keeper of the day. That's a good sign. Nice fish. All right, guys, I casted way away from the reef, just straight out in front of me here, and I got a good trout pulling drag here. Actually, well, that's a good one. I actually felt him thump it instead of just lifting up and being heavy. I think this is a trout. Maybe not. It might be a redfish. If it's a trout, it's a big one. Pulling a lot of drag here. Come on, where are you? Maybe he's foul hooked. No, it's a good trout. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Whoa, shoot. My net jobs are not on today, guys. I got my drag loose playing them out. This is like a 17-inch trout right here. In the net. That's another keeper. I decided to make a random cast out here and it paid. Oh, that's bigger than 17. That's like an 18. Let's go, baby. Nothing. That's the size we want. Perfect size trout right there.
What are we eating?
And he's officially caught on the stringer, y'all. Sorry, we got a bunch of water. I'm gonna clean the lens here. Bunch of water, but there we go. Nice keeper fish. So we made it out to the end of the reef finally. We went through a dead zone there where we didn't even get a bite for the longest time. Actually, we still haven't gotten a bite in a long time. But caught those 2 keepers pretty much 5 minutes apart from each other, and then nothing. But we're out here, we're gonna poke around the end of this reef, fish closer to the channel, see if we can find some fish in here. There's not really much bait anymore. It all kind of moved off. But the water looks decent. Clarity's decent. You can see down maybe about a foot. Probably not even, but. Like I said, we're gonna poke around this reef, see if we can pull some more trout out of here. Up here. It's funny, I was just telling my brother, I just said they must not be biting, which is crazy because this is like really good, or like a really good area. Bunch of cracked shell and oyster under us. And there we go, hooked up to one immediately as soon as I said that. He's gonna be close to a keeper. He just spit the hook. I think he's gonna be a little short. Oh. Okay, there he is. He's out. He's a tail pinch 15. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and let him go. It's game worn bait. Plus, not a lot of meat on those little guys anyways. But there we go, that's a good sign. Okay, so we're out here at the very end of the reef. We've been out here fishing this little area for about 30 minutes. Haven't really caught much, but we're about to head in, but I just want to show you all the 2 fish that we have right here. We have 2 nice trout ready for the table. So we're gonna head back in, we're gonna fish our way in as we go. And then we're probably gonna stop at the beginning where we were catching those dinks earlier and see if we can pull some out of there. But if not, we'll see y'all guys back in the truck. So let's go back and do this catch and cook. Okay, well, we came down to the beginning. I'm on a fish right here. Doesn't feel big, but we'll see. That's a decent little trout. I actually just got another bite right before I caught this guy. Oh, he jumped right towards me. Just a little dude. So I guess we're gonna sit here and fish this for a minute. Maybe we should never have left this spot, huh? Well, that is it, guys. We got everything loaded up. We are off the water and headed home. Caught a couple more little trout, and then the GoPro died like that, and I don't think I caught anything else after that. But we ended up with 2 keepers. Gonna go home, cook these things up for y'all. A little catch and cook coming at you. So stay tuned, and we'll see you at the house. So I'm back at the house now. We're about to clean up these trout to get to cooking them, and today we're gonna be doing something I haven't done before, and that is whole baked speckled trout. So like you see a lot of people do with freshwater trout, where they leave the skin on and everything like that and just gut it. That's what we're gonna be doing, wrapping it up in some foil, throwing in a little bit of lemon, butter, seasoning, stuff like that, and then just baking it whole. So I am gonna go ahead and scale these. I know people don't really do that with freshwater trout, but I was looking at them and the scales are just slightly bigger than I was expecting. So we're gonna scale these real quick. I'm gonna turn the GoPro on. We're gonna do a little bit of POV action on these so y'all can see what I'm doing. And then we're gonna take it inside and start cooking. So y'all stay tuned, let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna take our trout right here. Like I said, we're just gonna start by scaling it. So let me fix this so there's no shadow. All right. We're just gonna start by scaling it. So we're just gonna take our spoon and separate scale. These have super small scales. It's not hard. As you can see, they're coming off like that. You're just gonna rub it against the scale. So from the tail to the front. I'm not sure if I even have to do this, but as you can see, these scales are a little bit bigger than what I was expecting. So we're gonna take them off. We're gonna scale the whole thing. We're gonna be cooking this thing head on and everything. And once we get done scaling it, it's really hot right now, so I don't really feel like cleaning this thing outside. I'm burning already. But we're gonna head inside now, clean up in there for y'all. And all we're gonna do is just take our knife, gut it, rip the gills out, and it's ready to go. But let me get this thing scaled up real quick, and then I'll see you all in the kitchen. Okay, so we're in the house. We have our trout right here. It's all scaled up now. And we're just gonna take it and we're gonna run our knife from right here, from the butt all the way up to the neck. And we're gonna cut through all this. So we're just gonna run it super shallow. We don't wanna puncture all the guts and taint the meat or anything. So we're just gonna follow it up. We're doing this over the sink. When we get up here, you're going to have to break through that little bone right there. Just like open it up like a little zipper. Reach in here. Now our fish is cut open. Reach in here and break it if we can. Take this knife, we're going to cut up in here. There we go. It broke through. All right. And here's all of our guts on the inside of the fish. Let me angle this camera up a little bit. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna reach in here. We have our plastic bag already ready. We're just gonna rip all these guts right out. So there's the air bladder, some eggs. This is a female. Put in our plastic bag. Go back and try to get up in here. Okay, take our knife and cut that out. That's the stomach. All the guts are out of the fish now. So, hand wash in here. Then we're just gonna take this fish. I like to rub my hand right here. So you go under the gills, poke a hole in there, lift the collar off. Same thing on the other side. give it a little bit of muscle. Rips right off. And then we have the gills right here. To get out the gills, you literally just take your hand, go under the gills like that, and just pull them. The gills come out pretty easily. There we go. And the last thing to do on this fish is to just take your thumb on this bloodline that runs down the belly and just push it out. That's going to get rid of all that blood. Then we just turn on our water, we rinse. And now, I said I was going to put some lemon in here, but I don't have any lemons. If you did have a lemon, what you could do is mix a little bit of lemon and water, or squeeze some lemon on here and rub it in here, and that will help get out some of that blood too, and any of the fishy taste that comes with it. Kind of helps clean it a little bit. We're just going to clean this out as best we can. And you don't have to do this with the head on. I'm just doing it because I think it looks cool, but if you want to, you can just take the head and break it off like that, like it's about to come off. That it breaks at the joint right there, and then you can pull the head off. If you're cooking this for some people that are weird about fish, they're probably not going to want the head on it, so you can just rip it right off. Alright, that was clean enough for me. Goes back on our pan. And that's it for cleaning the fish, guys. Super simple. Next thing we're going to do is make up a little bit of seasoning. I'm going to get that ready, then I'll turn the can back on and season it up for y'all guys. Okay, so we have our foil right here. We're just going to put this fish in here and wrap it up, make a little foil packet. Because what you want is you want the fish to steam itself in the oven. Or you could do it on a grill over some coals, whatever you want, right? So let's get our fish. Let's lay it in here. I guess I got to dry my hands now. We're going to start mixing our seasoning up. So like I said, ideally what I'd want to do, or what you'd want to do, whatever, is put in some fresh lemon, stuff it inside the belly cavity up in here, put some fresh lemon in there, some fresh herbs, dill, whatever, stuff like that. But I don't have any of that stuff. What we do have is a little bit of dry seasoning. So we're going to start off by taking our fish and just putting a little bit of olive oil. Sprinkle some of this on here. I'm just going to rub that all over the fish. A little bit more on this side. Whoa, okay, that came out a lot. It's all right though. Get our fish coated in that oil. The next thing we're gonna do is add in a little bit of ground up dill right here. Like I said, we don't have the fresh, but really just any type of herbs, any type of citrus is gonna be good on a whole baked fish. Make sure you get that inside cavity to cook on there. And I like dill, so I'm gonna add quite a bit. Some lemon pepper would probably be good. I'm not the biggest fan of lemon pepper, but I know a lot of people are. And then we're gonna take a little bit of this Seafood House all-purpose right here. To me, this has a little bit of a citrusy taste to it, so I think it's gonna be a good combination. And like I said, it has a lot of herbs in it too. And you can go super plain on here. You don't need to season up really much at all. Just salt and a little bit of citrus or whatever, and it's good to go. Speaking of salt, I'm also gonna take a little bit of this big old chunky flaky salt right here. Sprinkle some over it. Put a little bit on the inside, a little bit on this side. Okay. And then last but not least, we're gonna take a few little pads of butter right here. So we'll lay some in there. And why? Because butter makes everything better. So we'll lay a couple in there, and we'll break this one up, put it on top. This is just gonna melt all on the bottom, and this fish is gonna just steam in this butter. So there we go. Now all we have left to do is just wrap it up nice and tight. You don't want any cracks or anything like that. You don't want any of the steam to escape. Probably should have got a bigger piece of foil. Fish over here. And just wrap it up. Looks nice and sealed to me. We'll clean this off, lay it back on the tray, throw it in the oven. I have the oven set at 350. It's almost getting there, probably about 5 minutes, this will be ready to go. And then we're just gonna cook it for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, the oven is ready, so I'm gonna throw this in on the top. Like I said, it should not take long to cook this fish. So we'll set the timer. We'll do, it's a little bit of a bigger fish. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just do 15 minutes, and that should be perfect. We shouldn't have to do any more, any less than that. You could start at 10 and check it, but this is a nice 18-inch trout, pretty fat. So I think 15 will be what we need. So In 15 minutes, we'll come back, we'll check it, we'll see how it looks, and hopefully it'll be ready. Fingers crossed it'll be good. We'll take a bite, test it out for you guys, and let y'all know how it is. All right, y'all, the timer just went off. Let's take this fish out and see how it looks here. I can hear it sizzling inside there. I'm gonna get a rag to open it up. Let's see. Ooh. Damn, looks good. All that butter melted in the bottom. Everything combined really well. Looks good, but I don't think it's done. No, it's definitely not done. We're gonna go ahead and throw it back in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes. I was hoping it'd only take that 15, but it still looks a little undercooked there, as you can see. We'll try this bite out. I don't think it'll kill us, but damn, that flavor is awesome. Let's wrap this thing back up. Okay, so the timer just went off again, and now it looks done. Get this completely out of here. Ooh, look at all that good juice. Let's put this thing on another tray, and then we'll pull all the bones out of it. So like I said, I've never done this before, but I just moved on to a new tray. The head fell off, so did the tail, but now we're just gonna take it and we're just gonna pull these bones out and see if they come out. I don't know. Turn it around here. Try to work them out. Probably I'm gonna get a spoon out. See if that'll work. Oh, there it is. Looks like we're getting it right here. Okay. Get these off the bottom. And now what we can do is we can just take this top fillet and we can just flip it off. I don't know how to get it all the way off. I'm kind of struggling here, but we'll just get some of these bigger pieces. There it is. Boneless right there. Same thing with this. Big old chunks of meat coming off. There we go. May not look pretty, but it's going to taste good, and that's all that matters. And I believe what we should be able to do is take our fish like this and just lift up that backbone and pull it out like that. And then we have our whole bottom side of the fillet, which should be boneless. All right, now the last thing, we're just gonna take our fish juices here in this foil. We're gonna dump it over it. That's the good stuff. All the butter and everything, the oils. That's where all the seasoning is. There we go, now we're ready to eat it. Let's try it out. Okay. Just get a piece of meat right here. Make sure it's nice and coated. Let's go for the taste. Yeah, that's super good. Super moist, flaky. All the seasoning is seeped into it. That's awesome. We're gonna try it. This is the belly right here. A little bit different texture on the belly meat. Let's try a piece of this. That's good too. Wow. All right, so I'm gonna continue to eat that fish, but that is going to be it for the video. Once again, wanted to give a big thank you to Deadly Dudley. Those rat tails are definitely gonna be part of my arsenal from now on. So thank you to them for sending them over, guys. Go check them out. And they're not paying me to say this, by the way. They just asked if I want to try them out, and I said, sure, why not? And yeah, now we got some new lures that we're gonna be throwing. So don't forget to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you're not already. And if you are, thank you guys so much. That's all I have for you today, but I got another video I'm working on from the surf a couple weeks ago where I went out and caught some good trout. So stay tuned for that. Probably drop next Wednesday. But like I said, that's all for right now. Until next time, peace.